Ladies and gentlemen, Lab After Dark is starting shortly. Lab After Dark is starting soon.
Yeah, mic check 1 2.
Lab After Dark is starting soon.
Extremely delayed start, but better late than never. Never late is better. Sound good? I whistle. I got your email, and
I was actually just shutting down the feed, but
I'm starting to check out your
whatever.
stuff, which I'm sure is amazing, as always.
What's the point in talking to Russell?
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Lab After Dark. I'm your host, Josh
Lab
Williams.
After Dark starts now.
It's great to see you. It's great to see you. Great to be here. I don't know. it is great to see you. I don't know about being here. I mean, you know, look, there were no hot dogs today. And not that I went there specifically for that, but I did go. And I wasn't gonna get one if they were there, but they weren't there, so it was null and void anyway. So it's like, huh, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just like things taunt you in your life. Like there's a monkey on my back, you know, like with the symbols. You're just playing the symbols over and over and over and over. However, on a better note, I did for the nights that we dash. I was able to secure these shades for $10. T-Rev style. And so, you know, for time, you know, that we dash or, you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Like the biggest glasses I've ever seen. They're the biggest. They're humongous. And they're definitely, they're not comfortable in the slightest. However, I would, if I was like chopping down a tree, I would wear something like this. If I was skiing in the Alps or climbing Everest, probably these aren't my style. They're just not. If I was welding some bleachers together, and yeah, I don't know, man. They're huge. It's like they're too much. But what's up, Chloe? And they're just a lot. It's a lot to take in. They're a lot to deal with. They're heavy. But like I said, they were only $10. But they're I can't even see them because it's stupid. They're pretty durable. I can read the chat with them on, no question. Macho and Otis don't care. All they care about is that their dinner is on time, that the bananas are sliced thin, that the yogurt is on the side, and that the dog food doesn't touch. You know, that's all they care about. They don't. Although sometimes Macho will. It's a very touchy thing with him. Sometimes he will wear sunglasses if you put them on him gently, and then sometimes he not only will not wear the sunglasses, but he will bite the sunglasses, and then run off with them. You know, the hat is normal size. I can't get a bigger hat. They don't make bigger hats. I mean, they make those like stupid clown hats. You know, they make those. But dude, they cover more than this. I got a big old face too, Joan. Or Joanne, I'm sorry. Joan. I didn't even try on that one. It's the glasses. But they're sturdy. They're hefty. Your head has to be really small. What are you doing? God, she's been driving me nuts like all day. Giants, it's just they got the crap kicked out of them today. What about a Dr. Seuss hat? I don't know. I don't even know what kind of a hat that is. What is that? What's a Dr. Seuss hat? Never seen it. Like the tall one? Yeah. Please hit that like button on the way in. I gotta take these off for a few, but everything's so bright now. And wow. It's intense, to be honest. Cat in the Hat. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Cat in the Hat. What's that? Cat in the Hat? What's that about? I've never heard of that. Cat in the Hat? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Huh. Cat in the Hat. Green eggs and ham? What's that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Cat in the Hat? Is that what is that, a movie? Who's Dr. Seuss? That I read to my kids. Yeah, but I didn't read anything like, I never read anything that was called Cat in the Hat. And I would never, ever, ever in my life read something to my children. Cats and hats have nothing to do with each other. Zero. None. Nothing. Nada. Nathan. Green eggs and ham? What is that? Green eggs and ham. Cat in the Hat. It's a cat wearing a hat. Okay, well, but did you at least read Shel Silverstein to them? No. And I don't know who that is either. It's a book by Dr. Seuss. I don't know who that is. Cat in the Hat. What the hell is that about? Cat in the Hat. And everybody knows about this except me. All right. Well, whatever. I don't know, man. Some of us I don't know. Cat in the Hat. Everybody's acting like it's a big deal that I don't even know what it is. There's got to be other people in the world that don't know about Cat in the Hat. It can't just be me. It is a huge deal. Have you heard of the Muppets? Of course I've heard of the Muppets. What do you think, I live under a rock? The Muppets. Of course. Muppets. What do you think? Second glass is much better. Thank you. Who doesn't know about the Muppets? How can you know the Muppets but not Dr. Seuss? Some of us are sicker than others. My kids used to have them memorized. I read them to them so much. So are you telling me I'm missing out on something, that I need to read The Cat in the Hat? It's a kid's book, right? So I've already I've already missed out on that. So it's all right. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not a big children's book. Like children's books creep me out. Children's rhymes and all that stuff. I don't like any of that stuff. Rub a dub dub. 3 men in a tub. When the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come cradle, baby, and all. You know, I don't know. The 3 men in the tub thing. The 3 men in the tub thing is probably the most bothersome about the whole situation. Have you ever seen the movie about Thing 1 and Thing 2? What? Thing 1 and Thing 2? That's a movie? You gotta be kidding me. Winking, blinking, and no. Thing 1 and Thing 2? Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, I know the Grinch. Don't know Dr. Seuss. What kind of a doctor was he? Was he like a podiatrist or something? What was Dr. Seuss's profession? I'm not even going to look him up because I don't want to. That's Dr. Seuss. Okay. He was was he really? That's cool. He was a psychologist. He spit sick ass flows. The Grinch. I know the Grinch. I've seen the Grinch. I've seen it. Been there, done that. Your mic sounds a little off. All right, let me check. Put it into this right now. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife. It is a little echoey. I don't know. Seuss is like this children's phenomenon. First of all, I don't even have little kids anymore. One of my children today told me when I tried to pinch his ear, he said, "Get the frig off of me." Does that sound like I have a little kid? These are not little kids. So we missed the Dr. Seuss thing. Grandkids. I'm not reading my grandkids something about Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat. I mean, honestly, it can't be that big. Like, whatever. Dude. I don't know who. I don't know. I bet you even older kids do not love Dr. Seuss. I guarantee they don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of I don't think you can. How can you guarantee? Yeah, I'm sure, Dr. Eve. I'm sure that at some point in life there is somebody or a couple or maybe a group, maybe a dormitory that celebrates that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you that this isn't something that is marketed to older folks. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I mean, that sounds like it sucks. Horton hears a who. What does that mean? Best Dr. Seuss quote. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. That's similar to my senior quote in the yearbook. Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things. And I had to work real hard to get that in there because they kept telling me not. You know. But no, we don't want to put that in. And it's like, okay, but this is like, maybe we need story time with Josh reading Dr. Seuss. Absolutely not. It says that somebody joined. Did that happen? Because now I can't. I don't know. It says that. Can't tell. Whatever. Oh, Chloe rejoined. Very good. Why is it didn't show me that? I don't like that at all. But yeah, I had to fight to get that one in the yearbook. I tell you that right now. I would never read. They're not. I think you guys are messing with me anyway. Dr. Seuss. Cat in the Hat. Well, I hope nobody thinks less of me because I have no idea who the frig that is. Cat in the Hat. Dog in the Box. Are there people that think less of me? It's okay if you do. I mean, I don't know. Cat in the Hat is even a movie. Well, there's a lot of movies I have not seen. The schools here always celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday. Teachers and kids dress up as Dr. Seuss characters. It's a whole day of celebration. The public library celebrated also. Holy shit. Really? Wow. Yes, schools have a Dr. Seuss day. It's unbelievable. Just a little disappointed. Why? Why would you be disappointed about that? What would disappoint you? That I don't know Dr. Seuss. Josh, I never mess with you. It's a big deal, more than Harry Potter. Well, I know who Harry Potter is. Yes, Dr. Seuss is kind of like Mr. Rogers. Who's Mr. Rogers? Mr. Rogers? The hell's that? Mr. Rogers. Okay, right. Sounds real famous. Did you or your kids watch what? No. Probably not. Mr. Rogers was a big deal. PBS television. I mean, I did one time. I watched or PBS a couple of times. One time I watched. There was a rabbi. And
Chloe J donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I think less of you. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. 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 Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Mr. Rogers. My brain just broke. Whatever. No, it's all right. It's fine. Thank you for your super chat. And Kat sees you gifting 5 Lab After Dark memberships. Hold on here so I can put it on the screen. Uncle Roger. Cat in the Hat. I don't know. Like you say, it's a big deal. I don't know. Is it a big deal? Is it really that big of a deal? Mr. Rogers. I know who Pee Wee. What about Pee Wee Herman? It's not a big deal though. It's like you guys. It's a big deal to you. Tom Hanks played Mr. Rogers. I love Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know who Pee Wee Herman was, I would be like, oh my God, you don't know who Pee Wee Herman is? Some people don't know who other people are. Some people prize fancy cars. I liked baseball, okay? I liked baseball cards. I got no time for no hats with cats or anything like that. I got no problem with it, but nothing like that would ever interest me. Hey, Josh, do you want to read this book about a cat with a hat? And I'd be like, hell no. Give me a Beckett so I can look up how much these baseball cards are. Or so, something like that. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat. Really? What kind of school did I attend? It was a normal one. It had desks and shit. There were and we had teachers and a library. It seemed like a pretty normal, seemed like normal school. Cat in the Hat. I was thinking about something the other day too. Let's just get off this subject of fake books and stuff that don't exist. I was thinking about how much Josh, do you know who Ski Low is? I don't know who that is. No. So I had this teacher. I think if you've listened to the show before, I've told you that my teacher broke my trumpet. Okay, this is the same guy. My teacher that broke my trumpet, right? This is how much school has changed. So I was late to class, shocker. I think this was like 5th or 6th grade. And I'm late to class, right? Come running in everybody's sitting down. I was decently late, but probably like 4 or 5 minutes. Everybody had sat down. And so I walked in and he goes, Diaz, just like that. Like that's what he would do. He called everybody the last name. Diaz. And I go, he says, come up to the front of the class, come up to my desk. And I said, all right. And he goes, you're tardy. And I said, okay. And he says, if you're late again tomorrow, then you're re. And everybody laughed. Nobody said a word about it. That was it. I think about that sometimes. How there's like this paradigm shift. I'm not saying what he said was right. But that's what he said to me in front of the whole class. And, you know, the times are different. So I don't know if that answers your question about Mr. Rogers or Cat in the Hat or whatever it is. But no, I don't know anything about it. I was late the next day. No doubt about that. Absolutely. 100% late the next day. Of course I was. Voodoo doll Josh does wonders. Strictly in past traumas. It's all making sense now. I feel like there's some people that like feel different about me. Like that they're like, I'm not going back to that fat ass's show. Like he doesn't even know who Cat in the Hat is. Like how intelligent could he be? And I'm not that intelligent, but I never claimed to be. But like, do you know how to get to Sesame Street? I know what Sesame Street is. I've heard of that before. Sesame Street was okay because I enjoyed, who was the guy that lived in the trash can? Was that Oscar the Grouch? I liked him. He was great. I liked him. But, yeah, I know who that, I know what that is. The Little Rascals and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fine. Cat in the Hat. What about Calvin and Hobbes? I was into Calvin and Hobbes. Anybody know Calvin and Hobbes? See? Listen to Tears Ran Dry here. Calvin and Hobbes was cool. See, I'm like you. You're like me. We all have the same interests. I just don't. I mean, I can ask him. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta open up the. I don't even know where he. I don't even know what he's doing. Okay, so 707 677 8264. I told him to call, so we'll deal with that shortly. All right, Payton,
Yeah,
how you doing, buddy?
chilling. You know how it is.
I do. I had to go. We went to. Was it? Would you call that what we did today? Dinner,
No.
lunch.
Lunch.
That was lunch. Okay, that was fun. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah. You don't sound like it.
No, it was a good time.
I thought it was. It was good. It was a good getting together with the. It was the boys, so that was fun. Maybe I'm just old and think that that's dinner time.
Yeah, your conception of time or your perception, it could be different now.
Okay, so let's get to the nitty gritty here. Are you aware of Cat in the Hat?
Yes, I am.
And Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
Now,
very aware of both.
Okay. Now I've never heard of Cat in the Hat. Dr.
Really?
Seuss, I think I may have heard, I've heard Dr. Seuss is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, correct?
Did he make that?
The title of the movie is Dr. Seuss is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, I didn't know he made that. I didn't know who made that.
Maybe I'm talking to the wrong guy here.
Guess you learn something new every day.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they were saying he wrote the book, and then that he wrote. Somebody said he wrote that he was a brain surgeon. Is that true? I don't believe that for a second. Not a second.
I don't think somebody would just make that up.
I do.
Okay.
But okay. Do you think that it's weird that I don't know who Dr. Seuss is or Cat in the Hat? Mainly Cat in the Hat.
Not really, because you're I just wouldn't it's not that I wouldn't expect you to, it's that it's not really expected. I'm not thinking that you should know who Dr. Seuss is or what Cat in the Hat really is.
Right. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that there are people that are upset with me about it.
I don't think they should be upset. I don't think they should be expecting a grown man to worry about Cat in the Hat.
See,
but
now,
right.
For one of I thought you were going to give me a lot of shit here, and I'm surprisingly surprised at your apt take on this situation, because do you know who Mr. Rogers is?
I love Mr. Rogers.
See, I don't even know who that is.
Oh, well, that's surprising and kind of disturbing.
Why is that? Okay, so here we go. So why is that surprising? Why is that disturbing? That I don't know who these people are?
Because Mr. Rogers is like the archetype of like a nice guy, like a good guy.
Oh,
Yeah, I
is
think.
he okay? He's the "Will you be my neighbor"?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that shit and I ran for the hills.
So stupid, man.
No, I know. I actually now Mr. Rogers was the guy with the sweater. Like he wore
Yeah,
that. He wore that like cardigan or whatever it is.
yeah, but he would like read letters that were sent to him from like kids. I think maybe adults too. I can't remember if they were both.
Why would adults send him letters?
I don't know.
Will you be my
So
neighbor? That guy. Okay. All right. So, okay. So there, I know. Whatever. All right. You guys won. Take a lap. I don't give a shit. But so I guess because of Cat in the Hat, I've heard of Dr. Seuss before. Are you a fan of Dr. Seuss?
I mean, I used to be when I was like 5,
That's what I'm saying.
but now I don't have any feelings towards it.
That's well. Everybody's telling me that I need to read Dr. Seuss to my grandkids, so maybe that's what I'll do.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, you can do that if you want.
Is there something wrong with Dr. Seuss?
No.
Okay, well then I'll read.
I don't think I've heard anything weird about him.
Then I'll read them to your kids. Dr. Seuss was popular.
But why would they call him Doctor? Like, why would he be named Dr. Seuss if he wasn't a brain surgeon? That just came to my mind.
Well, I don't know. Was
like if he wasn't a surgeon at all.
I've never seen this guy in my life. And no, Theodore Seuss, oh God, he's a fraud.
How's he a fraud?
Never mind. He received an honorary doctorate, which is not the same as a real doctorate, which allowed him to be referred to as doctor, but doesn't qualify him. He's not a doctor. He's like Dr. Dre.
Dude.
He's like Dr. Turtle Boy.
Come on.
He's not a real doctor. What do you want me? But he does have a doctorate.
Right. So he is a doctor. He has a doctorate.
No. He got an honorary doctorate. Do you know what that is?
It's like a doctor that he didn't really
It's when
earn.
It's like Shaq has a doctorate. But he's not smart enough to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when Dartmouth gave him a doctorate.
Right.
So it's not an actual whatever. So he was just an author. Okay. So Dr. Seuss, I've never seen this guy's face before.
Oh.
I bet you don't know what he looks like either.
Actually, I do. I just looked.
But you didn't before that, right?
No, because I never really thought to...
Oh, I've seen that book before. I've seen the cover of the book before. Never mind. Okay. Abandoned.
He looks like a nice guy, though.
He seems like a fine guy. Never mind. I've seen the book.
Okay.
Apparently, I have. I've seen that. Never mind. Well, this is awkward. But I never read it. You probably never. You read Cat in the Hat? You read Cat in the Hat?
I'm sure I have. I think I have.
Like, this isn't like the Britannica, folks. Like, that's, you're not going to shame me for not knowing what this is. Or, I mean, I know what it is because I've seen the hat on the cat with the bow tie, which, by the way, really should be titled Cat in the Hat with a Bow Tie by Dr. Seuss. Because a cat wearing a hat is interesting and needs to be pointed out. But also, if it wears a bow tie, you think that that should have get some run in the title too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
But you can't really rhyme that with anything.
cat. Oh, it's got a rhyme. Okay. Cat in the hat
Cat in the Hat.
with a bow tie, swinging a bat. So it needs to be a cat in the hat with a bow tie, swinging a bat. Or I don't know, but Dr. Phil was a doctor, though. He's not a doctor anymore. He actually used to be a doctor. The Lorax. Have you ever heard of the Lorax? I think I might have heard of that. I'm not into I've never been into like kid stuff, except we used to watch Cars all the time. I liked that.
So Dr. Seuss was racist for a little bit.
Oh, Payton, nobody cares. Why do you got to go there? Who says that?
It's written in his books.
What?
It's in his books.
How do you know?
I'm looking at them.
But they say everybody's racist.
It's literally in his book.
No, it just says racial stereotypes.
I'm not saying I don't like him. I like him because he like made good ones, but like made good books. And I think that because he did like apologize for all of it, but you know. What?
Oh, they were thinking.
What?
Oh, okay. Wow. They were thinking of pulling his books from schools.
I mean, they did. They pulled like 6 of them away.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was a racist.
At one time.
He did self-correction and apologize for his implications. Wasn't he? He was probably born in like 1900.
Yeah, he was born in 1904.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go, folks.
Doesn't really. I guess it like makes more sense, but
It makes of course it makes more sense. It's whatever, dude.
yeah.
1904. That's before the Titanic sunk.
That's before World War I happened.
Yeah, it was a much different era, much different time.
Yeah.
Like it really was only what, like 40, 50 years after Lincoln freed the slaves?
Yeah, it was like 30, or no, it was 40. Nah, I don't know.
It was like
That'd have been like 39
60,
years.
what was it? I don't remember. So it was a different time, but you know, look, I don't
Yeah.
care about the guy either way, really, but there are people that love him.
Yeah. I like him.
Yeah, seems like a nice guy. All right. Well, by the way, let's just do this really fast because I told you that I wanted to, you know, we had been planning on doing this luncheon thing for some time. And we were yet to set a hard date on it, right? Now, to the audience, hang with me here because there's a lot that's going to be missing. We have a family member that's in town that we haven't seen in a long time, and I was like, we all need to get together and go have lunch or something, right? Correct? So, and this is something we've been talking about for about a week, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I was saying today that we needed to I had either yesterday or today had said, let's set up let's get a hard date. Like I was said tomorrow, right? Wednesday. That was the hard date.
All right.
And your brother out of nowhere messages me and says, he just says, Paul's question mark, which is the place that we went. I'm with Julian and Payton, RN, which apparently stands for right now. We could all hit it. And I just thought of it. So then I receive a text from you. See, so what Ronell was saying was, hey, I'm with everybody. You guys just want to meet up. This is what I get from you. I sent you something. Like I sent you a stream that I wanted you to look at. And then you said that I have, and I'm not going to say the name. I don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? That you had to watch your little cousin tomorrow.
Right.
So you say, I have blank tomorrow. I wrote back, so you wrote back Paul's. That's not how, like, that's just not really how conversations work, is it?
I thought you would get the implications.
That I had to follow up. You could have just said, hey, I can't go tomorrow. I have blank. Can we go today?
Yes.
But you said, I have to watch my cousin. And I said, tomorrow.
Oh.
And I said, so, like, you know,
yeah.
What does that have to do with me? And then you just respond, Paul's. No, Paul's as the place. Paul's live from New York. It was like a pizza restaurant. And that was how
you just responded with okay.
Nah, what I did was I just stopped dealing with you and I dealt with your brother who can have a normal conversation via text. Like you mailed that in, so it was like probably the laziest attempt ever to have to set up a lunch.
So the conversation was, I watch my cousin tomorrow. You say, so. I said, pause. And all you responded was, okay.
Yeah, because your brother had taken over the situation. I told you what his...
Yeah.
This is what he said. We'll read it one more time, and then we'll compare it to yours, and then you can go play with your Star Trek figures.
I'm actually reading.
Yeah, right. Trying to make yourself sound smart. Okay, so here it is. Now, here's the thing. He does initiate with the word Paul's question mark. But before I could respond, he probably said, hey, Dad, this isn't enough information. So he says, Paul's.
Okay.
I'm with Jay and Pay right now. We could all hit it. And I just thought of that. And I said, you want to go now? Question mark. He says, yeah, why not? And I said, let's go. And then he said, we're leaving in 2 minutes. You said, I have blank. I have R tomorrow, which means you're babysitting.
Yes.
Just out of nowhere. It was an out of nowhere. So you actually text him. You text before he did. So I was like, okay, so, and then you just wrote Paul's. Nothing else. So then I was just like, all right, dude. Because then your brother got involved.
It's because we were supposed to go the next day. So I wanted to tell you, hey, I might not be able to go, or we might have to go late.
Right. But you didn't say any of that.
Yeah.
None of that conversation was had.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, but, you know, you're smart, you know. I thought maybe, like, if I explained it well enough, which I didn't.
I'm smart? You don't think that.
I'm just trying to give you credit.
You really think I'm smart?
I think you're smart enough.
Smart enough for what?
I think you're adequately equipped.
All right. Well, anyway, this has been a riveting conversation, and I mean, I don't know where else to go from here, but I just sounds like you favor one son. Yeah, they both.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, bull crap, Payton. You guys both accuse me of that, and that's how I know that I don't have a favorite son because, frankly, I'm not that fond of either one of you.
Okay.
But no, I don't have a favorite son.
But if you did,
If I did
it'd
what?
be wrong.
Why would you think that?
Because he's the less difficult one of the two of us.
That's your opinion of it.
Okay, well, what's your opinion?
Ronell's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, he's.
Okay, well.
I don't know. He's just nice. He's nicer.
Use motorcycles, dude.
Yeah, they go down that Myrtle Street. He's nicer to me.
Right.
Don't you think?
What do you say?
You don't think that your brother's nicer to me?
I mean, yeah, he is, but
okay. Look, I don't have a favorite child. I don't favor one over the other. Have you all tried family counseling? No. No, we're past that. We're all past that point, right? Don't you think, Payton?
Yeah.
Payton is. I didn't say that Payton isn't nice. He's very nice to most people. But he's just not. He just doesn't love his dad the way that he doesn't obey his father the way that a young Christian man should.
Oh, whatever.
Sorry. Yeah, Payton is the
there
oldest.
There are two things wrong with what you just said.
Well, come on. I was joking.
Okay.
But okay, for the sake of
argument.
You
said.
Well, the sake of argument, then what? What are you talking? What?
The fact that you said I don't obey you. I'm 21 years old and I don't even live in your house.
Okay. But you still, well, I was joking, but you do. You listen. Like if I told you to do something, you're respectful. You know, you are.
Okay.
You're not respectful?
No, I am.
You respect your father, I think. I don't know. I don't know if you do. I don't care either. All I know is you're very nice, nice young man, and your father loves you very much. I gotta go though, because I got other shit I gotta do.
All right.
It was fun hanging out today. Tell everybody bye. Tell them
bye, guys.
You're not getting a raise this year.
I'm not getting a raise. I'm actually afraid my pay might be getting docked.
It's possible. It's possible. All right. Talk to you
But
later.
I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So, anyway, done with that. Really quick, we can get into this really fast. Is that I participated. I was asked by Justin and very graciously asked and appreciated that I went on his show and we did that fundraiser that a lot of people were doing. And the reason that everybody was doing it was because it was the National Missing and Exploited Children Day. I believe that's what it was called. And so anyway, I went on there with Justin and we talked about some certain cases and things like that. And it was good. It was fine. I thought it was very nice and whatnot. I thought that it was nice that other people were doing it. And I still feel that way. even though people would say that, and I was getting kind of asked like, how did you feel about, so-and-so coming into the chat? And here's the thing. I do not, under any circumstances, try to interpret why people do what they do. Whether they're grandstanding, whether they're attention seeking, whether they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. Typically, what I think is what is the end result? Can you look past everything else for the end result? And the answer to that is yes. I felt that no matter what anybody's intentions were, mine, Justin's, anybody else's, that that the end result was a good thing. And I'll never have a problem with any of that. What I have a problem with is that if somebody doesn't participate in it, I don't care about that. I don't care who does it. I don't care who doesn't do it. I'm happy that people did it. And I'm able to push whatever aside for whatever. I mean, look, St. Jude's is a beautiful thing. They need money for kids that are to investigate trafficking and things like that. I don't care where the money comes from. I don't care at all. Now, I will say that I got a clip sent to me, and Queen was like questioning whether I did. People taking inventory the next day of who did what and who didn't do what. I don't care about any of that. That doesn't matter to me, and it really shouldn't. When people do this, and a lot was done, and a lot of good was done, and I understand that there are people that don't like certain people. For whatever reason, fine, But, when people start questioning, well, who did this and who did that, that's where it just kind of gets, to me, a little ridiculous. When you weaponizing stuff like that, like nobody's obligated to do anything that they don't want to do. And that's it. Well, Rosebud says that I found it sick that one channel raised money for the missing exploited, and their stream was full of vulgarity and sexual innuendos. I didn't watch that stream. I know who you're talking about, and I'm sure that happened, that there was that stuff going on. I get it. But money was raised, and that's, like I said, I understand. I get it. But yeah, let's just all do a nice thing. And, whoever wanted to participate, participated. But I don't know. The money was raised, and I will always think Look, those, you got to think about it this way as well. It wasn't the creators or the hosts of the show were the ones that were hosting this, but it was the people. It was the people that were donating. You guys, the people in chats, they were the ones that were donating. Okay. And it's real money, and it will do actual good. And you know, I know that when people do that kind of stuff, eventually, you know, there are people that want, and I'm not saying this about anybody, but what I'm saying is there are people that do want pats on the back for doing good things. Like they, you know, like it's like the people that go hand out like $100 bills to homeless people, but they record it and put it on the internet. Well, okay, so it was a kind gesture, but yeah, there could have been ulterior motives, and fine. You know, it's like somebody going out and feeding the homeless and recording it and putting it on the internet. Like it I guess it could lose some of its luster, but it doesn't take away from anything in particular to me. So, but if there are people, look, there were a lot of people that did not do fundraisers. I didn't do a personal fundraiser. I just went on Justin's show. I had no intention of doing it. I didn't even think about it. To be honest with you. I mean, I knew what the day was, but when, you know, like he called me like an hour before and said, "Hey, do you want to come to this?" And to be quite honest with you, I even had stuff going on, but when it was presented to me, I said, you know what? Like, that sounds like a great thing. And he told me the charity that was St. Jude's. And I was like, of course I could spare an hour and a half and come talk to you. And, you know, cause we share a lot of the same subscribers. And so I was like, you know, that was a really great idea. Thank you for inviting me. And he, you know, I was honored to do it. But like I said, a lot of people didn't do it. And I didn't go looking around for who did what and who gave what and who was going to do it. And I know, you know, for some reason, I don't know why, but Queen was like wondering, well, did he do this stream? And I did a late stream that night and I did a late stream that night, and I think she was wondering if, well, you know, how come you didn't do a fundraiser that night or anything like that. And I don't know. Look, I don't really. I don't think that just because you do something that I have to do it, and just because I do something you have to do it. I'm not into that kind of stuff. Like I said, there were a lot of people that didn't do it. There were a lot of people that were busy that day, that were doing other stuff. You know, but to say things like, you know, that Summer Wells paid my bills and, you know, shit like that, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And Was her Cash App running on a banner or in her chat? I don't know. You know. Yeah, some people can't. That's the thing too. Some people can't afford to donate. That's completely understandable too. And you know, some people just aren't. I don't know. It's just not how it matters. Look, and I appreciate you guys saying that. You know. Yeah, Paulie, we don't really do that over. I mean, we don't really do that over here, but it's just not really something we do. There's a million other channels that you can go to and watch that shit and talk that whatever. It's not really something I do here. I mean, I don't really think it's appropriate, I guess. I thought, like I said, Pam, like I said, the means, what is it? The ends justified the means, or the means justified the ends. Yeah. It's, but I mean, it is, like I said, I'm not really, it wasn't about who was doing what, or, you know, doesn't matter to me. Did Gray do one? Gray does one every single day. Didn't you know that? That's Gray's modus operandi. And by the way, I was thinking about that too. Gray could say, hey, you know, half this stream, we're gonna, you know, you can click on the link and it'll go straight to this charity. And then the other half of the show, you can donate to me. Well, I don't think he'd be too fond of that. I think he likes to control the amount. I think he likes to control the amount that is donated. You know, one for you, two for me. But Gray, you could just set up a donation through YouTube. YouTube takes 30% of my shit. But Gray, all of my chickens got eaten yesterday. I won't have any eggs for the morning. Yeah. That doesn't mean that you can't. Well, Children's Hospital, McDonald's house. Yeah, Ronald McDonald, John Hopkins saved my husband's life, and he only had 5% chance of living and now cured. That's awesome. That really is. But Gray, you know, you're just like, shut up, dude. Like, Gray wants to distribute your money for you. He always does. I mean, that's just what he does. But Gray, he's fucking insufferable, bro. Muscles and mascara. Welcome to the stream.
Rhinoceros.
Hey, Josh, did you see the end of the Brewers Red Sox game? I did not. I still can't get over your charity comment. Charity and Destiny? That's the Deca, yeah. You got, like, it's just yeah after yeah after yeah. One of my favorites. It's a beautiful soundbite. I didn't see the end of it. You know what? It's been a bad couple of days for me because of the Giants losing to Detroit. Like it's their job. Walk-off grand slam, 10th inning, go Brewers. Jeez, dude. I will be watching Sports Center later. Walk-off grand slam is a wild thing. How do you even get the bases loaded with a ghost runner? I don't understand that at all. I don't know. It's kind of muggy, bro. Macho's just sitting over there snoring. And I'll be right here with you till the end. I get my peaches out in Georgia. Wow. I have to check it out. Apparently White Boy has lawyered up. And I believe 3 more inmates from the New Orleans prison break or jailbreak have been caught, and that leaves 2. Grandma is good. She got the sausage biscuit today. She said it was better than the other one. That's a quote, and I'm going to take that as a win. So I'm done looking for approval for her taste buds. I'm done with it. It's like, I always go, you're just a princess, aren't you? So we go to the doctor on Thursday, and hopefully they can take the friggin' sling off, and I could set that thing on fire, and we could live happily ever after. Now, I'm not asking any more. By the way, let me put on my T-Rev glasses for a second here, so I could say this, so you can look me in the eye. I don't care who likes what anymore. You don't like it, tough skis, shit skis. Okay? That's my motto from now on. If you don't like it, I don't care. If you like it, fine, fantastic. I'll feel a little better about it. But if you don't like it, I don't want to hear about it. All right? And that's the long and short. I can't tell you. Well, Josh, have you considered asking her what she wants to eat? She's got all the answers, don't you, Sarah? You got all the answers. Although not a bad suggestion. Have you ever asked somebody what they want to eat 3 times a day? You ever had to do that, Sarah? You ever had to ask somebody what they want to eat 3 times a day? Are you sure? 3 times a day, at some point you kind of go, you know what? I'm going to improvise on this one. This isn't a restaurant. This isn't a short order house. The same bullshit they used to tell me growing up. Every now and then you got to freestyle. And I know that there are people in the chat that are going to go, yes, Josh, I ask every meal, shame on you. Take back your power. Take it back. Take back your power. You don't have to ask every meal. Not everything's filet mignon. You know, not everything is, you know, Michelin chef. And, you know, sometimes you end up with a Gouda, cheese, egg, and biscuit when you may prefer sausage instead of bacon. But guess what? That's life, folks. I don't care. You can't ask every single time. You can't hit a home run every at bat. You understand, right? Hey, you're having a pot pie for dinner. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's what she had for dinner. She had a pot pie. I made her pot pie. She liked it. Some peas. I said, Grandma, I'm gonna make you a pot pie with peas. Pot pie with peas. That's why I said I didn't ask. I just said, hey, I'm gonna make you a pot pie with peas. You know, let me get you a Marie Calendar pot pie with peas. I didn't ask. Now I think that, you know, she could have said, and this has happened when I go, okay, I'm going to make you a pot pie with peas. And then she said, well, I'd really like some, and that's when you're like, okay. Now, if the request is doable, I'll do it. But sometimes when you ask somebody, hey, what do you want for dinner? And the person says back to you, can you guess it? Well, what do you want for dinner? And you go, oh my God. So sometimes I try and hit the self-checkout line, folks. Sometimes I try to go, you know what? Maybe I can get this ball rolling. And sometimes it doesn't turn out perfectly okay. And then sometimes it does. Sometimes Popeyes with peas. She was down. Instant. Nailed it. But instead, we could have gone through the whole thing of, hey, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What are you going to have? I don't know. What do you want to eat? And then 10 minutes later, Little House on the Prairie's on, and she's sucked into Mr. Ingalls getting trapped in a friggin' mine and all this bull crap. And then all of a sudden I go, hey, yo, what do you want to eat? And then, I'm not kidding, it comes back with, what do you want to eat? And then I say, stop watching the TV because Mr. Ingalls survives. And you want to know how I know that he survives? Because we saw this one last week. And she goes, no, we don't. That's another thing. Sometimes, if I'm in the, if she's got control of the TV and God, she holds on to that thing like it's the fountain of youth. It is so difficult to get the controller out of her hand. And she's got the kung fu. Let me just check well, hurry up. It's like, God, dude. But, yeah, that's another thing. Like, this the whole, she controls the TV, Yeah, I spoil. But sometimes, I'm telling you this right now. Sometimes sometimes she'll be watching like Hallmark, and I come in and I'll sit down and whatever it is that's on Hallmark, like I hate it. I don't like it's a wholesome channel, but the acting sucks. The stories suck. They're all the same. The same 5 actors and actresses play and everything. It's like, Winter Wonder Love. And then it's like, Love on Top of the Lift. And then it was like, shit like that. But anyway, what I do is sometimes I'll sit down and I'll go, hey, didn't we just see this? And most of the time, that works. Even if I haven't seen it. However, I can't do that on Sunday evenings because I got caught the other day. I go, we saw this the other day, didn't we? Because I kind of switch it up. I'll go, haven't we seen this one before? And then she's like, yeah, there was nothing else on. And then she'll turn it to something else. It's like, okay, nice. And then, or I'll be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we just saw this one. But I got caught, because she goes, we haven't seen this one. This is brand new. This is the first time that they're playing it. And I was like, all right, I got to go. See ya. It's worth a shot, right? I know it's a terrible thing to do, but sometimes it works. But I did. She got me big time. She's like, this is brand new. What are you talking about? How have you seen this? She was pissed. You saw this early? How did you see this? Yeah, I saw it early, Grandma. I streamed it on a torrent channel on the internet. The new Hallmark movie. I had to see it 2 days early. And the thing is, like, I don't even know. I don't even think it's lying. I think that it's just it's a great possibility that I've seen it. They're the same actors and same actresses, and like I would rather watch like the Golden Girls. Something. Murder, She Wrote. I don't friggin' know, dude. I'm not sure. But I try to watch some of them. They're just the worst. Like, Hallmark is the worst station. It's the shittiest. Like, I'm telling you, when I watched that PBS that one time and I watched that rabbi rip on that Les Paul guitar for, I don't know, like, I think the program was like 73 minutes long, and it was awesome. He did All Along the Watchtower. The rabbi did. It was like flawless. And then he did the riff to Hit Me Baby One More Time. Like, that's range, folks. He was a very talented rabbi who just so happened to be able to shred on the guitar. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing here? It's hot. I was gonna dash, but I don't think I want to dash anymore. Face is sweating from the glasses. Yeah. Well, White Boy said he lawyered up, yes. But who knows? They are hot. Like, my face was burning up. White Boy is a liar. Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, it's hot, dude. Thing was killing me. Tell us what happened with White Boy. Dude, I don't think so. I've been riffing for an hour and a half here. Okay, hold on. Like, I feel like I'm like that was a lot. Oh, hot, like sexy. Oh, thank you. No, it was physically making me hot. No, I'm not going skiing anytime soon. Yeah, I'm going skiing in the summer. So, Chloe, do you know more about it? I love that I love that you sling snakes. That's the best. Somebody said that he broke into was it like somebody said a gated community. I don't know if that's true or not. But is it more than just a protection order? Because he seemed awfully concerned. Wow, really? That's wild. Wow. Oh, it's because he recorded it, right? He didn't take it down yet? Let me see. I'm not gonna play it because I think it's ridiculous. I don't want to give it any more attention. It's bullshit. Yeah, I would say that he has issues. Yeah. Do I haven't even watched it, nor do I want to, but. It's drive slowly by the reviews, leaves wanted flyers in bathrooms, laundry rooms. An idiot, dude. Like, it's just he's so, and he does this all for the acceptance of others. Like, he wants to be praised for it and be like, wow, what you did was it was so funny and it was so necessary and it was this and it was that and it was this and it was that. And it's just like, you're a dumbass. you know. Yeah, I mean, Sarah, there's wanting to fit in, and then there's just causing trouble. There's just being an asshole. And he had zero right to do what he was doing. And you think that a judge is going to look at somebody like him, Mr. I've changed? I'm living proof of change. You think a judge thinks that you're not some crazy ass lunatic just by looking at your record? Oh, don't judge a book by its cover. I only sold GHB 20 years ago. It was 2 decades ago, people. 2 decades ago. No one cares, dude. The fact that it was in you to even do that. Of course he's lying. I don't even know what he's lying about. It's just, if he's talking, he's lying. He's full of horse shit. A terrible person. And dumb as all get out. Like dumb as a box of rocks with shit mixed into it. I'm telling you, it's a box of shit rocks. Dumb as a box of shit rocks. All right. Shit rocks. Oh. Box of shit rocks, dude. Let's see. Hold on. 140. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. No dashing tonight, I guess. We'll convene at a different time. And I appreciate you guys being here. And might as well hit the old dusty trail.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lab After Dark is starting shortly. Lab After Dark is starting soon.
Right. Well, you opened that Pandora's door. I was actually just sitting down to pee, but whatever, you know.
What's the point in causing the ruckus that
Live after dark.